Today we've got serious travel updates including Japan's ESTA, tap to ride on the Tokyo Metro, a Suica penguin buffet and a Hello Kitty plushie bakery. I'm Amy from Cakes with Faces and this is Japan travel news about all the new things that are opening in Japan and what's coming up over the next few months. First is attractions. The Museum of Narratives has just opened in Tokyo. It's at Takanawa Gateway, which is the newest station on the Yamanote line. At first, I was struggling to work out exactly what this is. They call it a multi-use cultural complex. It seems like it'll have exhibitions, performances, and events rather than a permanent museum collection. It certainly has interesting architecture, and there are several public terraces, which look like a good place to just sit and take a break. I don't know if you'd really be passing through Takanawa Gateway that much, but if you are, it looks like a good place to take your convenience store picnic. There's a foot bath on one of the terraces, and this Tsukimi moon viewing terrace has a nice water feature designed to reflect the moon. Now we have some new concept art for San X Paradise, which is a new section of Fuji-Q Highland theme park near Tokyo, featuring San X characters like Sumiko Garashi, Rilakkuma and Nyan Nyan Nyanko. It gives you an idea of what sort of rides they have. It looks like it'll be a gentle, kawaii area. These Sumiko Garashi balloons look like they'll be really cute. It's scheduled to open summer 2026. There'll be a temporary TeamLab attraction in Yoro Valley in Chiba Prefecture from the 17th of April to the 24th of May. It's outdoors with projections on the trees and rocks around the valley in the evening. Yoro Valley is a bit of a trek from Tokyo. It's 2.5 hours on the train, but an hour of that is the Kominato Railway, which is this cute retro scenic train. And Yoro Valley has hot springs, so you could stay overnight in a ryokan. Next, the outdoor observation deck at Narita Airport's been renovated and reopens on the 9th of April. It's at Terminal 1. It looks very stylish and it has foot baths so you can relax before your flight. There's also an indoor section. It's a relaxation area with tatami mats. If you get the choice, Haneda Airport's much closer to Tokyo than Narita Airport, but I'd always just go with whichever has the best fares and flight times. Next is serious travel news and an update on JESTA and the fees to enter Japan. Now you could be forgiven for thinking this had happened already because there's been so many stories about it. JESTA is the Japan Electronic System for Travel Authorization, like ESTA in the USA. On the 10th of March, the plan was approved by the government and it's due to start during fiscal year 2028. Currently, there are 74 countries that don't require a visa to enter Japan, including the UK, USA, Canada and Australia. If you're from one of those countries that doesn't require a visa, you'll have to complete some paperwork before you travel to Japan. It's mainly for border control to stop people coming to Japan and then staying longer than they should. There will be an application fee. At this point, they haven't announced how much it's going to be, but for reference, the ESTA in the USA costs about $40. Next is seasonal things. If you're going to Japan for cherry blossom season, check out my recent video about cherry blossom events this year, and that includes how to check if the cherry blossoms are still in bloom in any particular spot. If you think you're going to be too late for the cherry blossoms, consider taking a day trip north where it's cooler or somewhere higher elevation like in the mountains, or look up spots where you can see late blooming varieties. After the cherry blossoms, the next seasonal flowers are wisteria, and there are wisteria festivals. The most famous one in Tokyo is at Kamedo Tenjin Shrine, but there are lots, so look them up wherever you're going to be. Next is train news. Tap to Ride has now started in Tokyo. From the 25th of March, 11 train companies started accepting credit and debit card payments at the ticket gates. So you can just tap your card instead of getting a Suica card or buying a ticket. It's at 729 stations in the Greater Tokyo area, but the total number of stations is 820, so it's not at all of them. It includes the Tokyo Metro and the Toy Subway, which are the colourful lines on the Metro map, as well as Adakyu, Keio, Seibu and many other lines. The big thing is it doesn't include Japan Railways, so you can't tap to ride on the JR Yamanote line or the JR Chuo line, which are really useful. It does depend where you're staying, but for me, I usually find they're the lines I use the most. Japan Railways has no plans to introduce tap to ride because it would make their Suica card obsolete. That is part of the reason why they're revamping Suica and getting rid of the Suica penguin for a new mascot. They're trying to turn Suica into more of an all-round payment card, a bit like the payment apps in Japan, so it's still relevant. So while tap to ride is easier, especially if you've just arrived in Japan or if you're only using the metro, for most people I would still recommend getting a Suica card or using mobile Suica if you have an iPhone, just because it's valid for everything. JR East, Japan Railways increased their ticket prices in March. Standard tickets have gone up 7.8%. So, for example, a trip across the city from Tokyo Station to Shinjuku Station has gone up from 210 yen to 260 yen. They say they'll use the profits to improve facilities and for maintenance. And if you want an idea of how much you might spend on trains in Japan, in this video I recorded everything I spent on transport as a tourist over 2 Japan trips last year. It's got daily averages, graphs, everything. Next, JR Central has a collab with A Cause, the girl band from the anime Love Live, on the Tokaido Shinkansen, which runs from Tokyo to Kyoto and Osaka. It runs through Numazu, which is where the anime is set. The collab starts this month and runs for a whole year. There'll be decorations, special keychains you can get, celebrations for the characters' birthdays, and a manhole cover. Keihan Railways in Kyoto is collaborating with the anime Sound Euphonium, which is set in Uji on the outskirts of Kyoto. I play trombone, so it's great to see one on a train. This special train will be on the line that runs around Lake Biwa near Kyoto, and the Keihan line to Uji from Chushojima Station, which isn't the most direct way to get to Uji from central Kyoto. You will need to change trains if you want to try and catch it. There's a special ticket, a digital stamp rally, decorations, some buses in Uji will be decorated, and announcements at stations will be in the characters' voices. How cute. There's also a collab at Kyoto Tower, which is right by Kyoto Station. If you're thinking of going to Uji, I have a video about it. If you like green tea, there are so many green tea snacks there, and you can see Byodoin, the temple from the 10 yen coin. Next, the Tokaido Shinkansen has a collaboration with Pokemon called Pikachu's Little Explorations from the 17th of April to the 31st of August. If you're going on the Shinkansen, you can get a special keychain. You need to complete a survey while you're on the train and get a ride certificate, then you can go and pick it up. I don't know how accessible this is going to be for non-Japanese speakers. You might need a bit of Google Translate. You can get mobile wallpapers and digital photo frames. There's a pop-up shop in Nagoya and a little exhibition in Nagoya where you can help decorate a Pokemon town with stickers. Next is food and restaurants. Now, as a vegetarian, I know only too well how visiting Japan can be a struggle if you have dietary requirements. So it's good news, there's a new gluten-free restaurant opening in Tokyo. It's a new branch of gluten-free teas, which already has branches in Roppongi and Ueno. The new branch will be in Harajuku. It opens on the 3rd of April. The menu will also include vegetarian, dairy-free and nut-free options. I often find that restaurants in Japan that cater to any specific dietary requirement are more aware of allergies and dietary restrictions in general. The menus at their other branches include things like okonomiyaki, gyoza, yakisoba and tempura, which is great because when you have a special diet, Japanese styles of food can be the trickiest. I have a list of restaurants with vegetarian options on my website. Many of them are also vegan. It focuses on Japanese cuisine, not just salads and veggie burgers. It's something I've spent hours and hours researching over the years, so I hope it's helpful. There's a Suica penguin buffet at the Hotel Metropolitan Ikebukuro in Tokyo. It's not cheap and I'd recommend making a reservation, but they have lots of cute dishes featuring our friend the Suica penguin before they retire next year. This hotel sometimes has Suica penguin treats at their bakery, so if you're passing by you could pop in for that. And of course there's the Suica penguin cafe in Ueno Station. Now here are some new sandwiches to look out for at the convenience store, and tell me in the comments if you'd try them. Family Mart has a brown sugar syrup, soft mochi and kinako whipped cream sandwich. Kinako is roasted soybean flour. You'd usually find all these together in a dessert, but here it is as a sandwich. 7-Eleven has a whipped cream and chocolate sprinkles sandwich. Remember that sweet things in Japan tend to be less sweet than in the USA and the UK. I think in some European countries, sprinkles on toast is a normal thing. Let me know in the comments. Also in the sweet treats category, Marion Crepes in Harajuku has Pokemon crepes. There are 4 different types, and as usual with Harajuku crepes, there's every combination of whipped cream, chocolate sauce, fruit and ice cream. There's even one with a slice of roll cake. It's actually available at many branches of Marion Crepes, but having a crepe in Harajuku is tradition. Marion Crepes was the original crepe stand on Takeshita Street since 1977, way before the rainbow candy floss and all those novelty snacks you can get now. Marion Crepes also has a collab with Lawson Convenience Store with these cute Hello Kitty crepe plush charms in chocolate, strawberry and choco mint flavour. I think it's one of those magazine books that comes with a gift inside. That's available from the 30th of April. If you like cute things like this, you might like my mini guide to kawaii Tokyo. It's not about everything to do in Tokyo, it's just the cute things. You can get it from cakeswithfaces.co.uk and I ship worldwide. Next is shop news. Shorakuen, the cute cafe we mentioned recently on Japan News, is having a pop-up in Kyoto at Tsutaya bookstore. As a designer, I just love their branding. They do these very fancy Mount Fuji cakes. At the pop-up, you can get their mountain cakes, boxes of tea, sweets and merch, including their cat teapots. There's a new Sanrio store in Shinjuku. It's called Sanrio House and it's in a department store called Lumine 2. There are several Lumines in Shinjuku, so make sure you get the right one. It's not the biggest Sanrio store, but it looks quite pastel and cute. The concept of the store is always together with double the cuteness. I like that. The highlight is a little bakery where you can get Hello Kitty bread plushies. You pick them out just like in a real Japanese bakery with a tray and tongs. So cute. And they package them in paper bags for you. A new branch of Kiddyland opens on the 24th of April in Harajuku at Omokado, which is the department store on the crossroads with all the mirrors. It does seem strange as that's so close to the huge branch of Kiddyland that's already in Harajuku. It's less than 200 meters away, but I guess there's just too much cuteness for one shop. Kiddyland is a shop that sells official merch from cute characters. The new store will have 6 sections. There'll be Miffy, Sonny Angel and Smisky, Hatsune Miku, ESTA Bunny, Hololive and Secretarium, which is a blind box store. Next is events. Now, Osaka Expo might be over, so the next big expo in Japan is Green Expo 2027, an international horticultural exhibition. It's in Yokohama from the 19th of March to the 26th of September. Countries from around the world will be exhibiting garden design, sustainability and farm-to-table food. Here's the mascot, Tunku Tunku, which I can't help thinking doesn't have quite the same monstrous energy as Myaku Myaku from the Osaka Expo. Next is plane news. Now there are several Pokemon planes, mostly run by ANA. We had one last month, and there's another one on the way from China Airlines. They actually already have one that flies between Osaka, Taiwan and South Korea. The new Pikachu jet will run from Taipei to Tokyo Narita Airport and Seattle. As I mentioned, I would be cautious about booking a flight with a Chinese airline at the moment, especially if you're changing flights in China. Because of political tensions, lots of flights have been cancelled over the last few months, so just be careful. Next is hotels. There are new Pokemon themed rooms in Sendai. They're at Of Hotel and they feature Lapras, which is the official Pokemon of that prefecture. There are 2 rooms. If you stay there, you get a little goodie bag and the whole floor of the hotel is decorated. While you're in Sendai, there's also a Lapras themed play park on the outskirts of the city and manhole covers to spot. Sendai is only an hour and a half from Tokyo on the Shinkansen. It's a very easy journey. While you're there, I definitely recommend going to Matsushima. It's a gorgeous place by the sea, which I have a video about. The Pompom Purin rooms are back at the Hotel New Otani Hakata in Fukuoka. They're to celebrate Pompom Purin's 30th anniversary. There are 2 rooms available from April to December this year. One of them has a laboratory theme. It's called Inventing Cuteness. If anyone can do that, it's Pompom Purin. Next is exhibition news. I don't have many exhibitions this time, but many of them from previous episodes of Japan News are still ongoing. I always include them when they're announced rather than when they're on, so you can plan ahead. This summer you'll be able to see a special exhibition of panorama boxes at the Ghibli Park near Nagoya. They're small boxes with scenes from Ghibli films with different layers for the background, the scenery and the characters, a bit like traditional film cell animation. There'll be 31 of them that you can see at the exhibition that starts on the 8th of July. So that's it for Japan News. We've had a kawaii theme park, foot baths at the airport and chocolate sprinkle sandwiches. Japan News is at the start of every month, but my weekly Japan videos also have lots of tips and ideas for things to do. Recently we've had cherry blossom events, a walk around Kichijoji and a comparison of which is the best observation deck in Tokyo. There's new videos every Thursday, so I'll see you then. Bye bye.